Well, the first field test went okay. I did take this traveling. I do use, as I think I mentioned before, using port plugs for what I can. The USB-A, I will say these little, excuse me, silicone port plugs do come out a little easy. I was able to find one for the headphone jack and a few of the other things, the HDMI. Um, the USB-C, I did leave one. I use a magnetic link uh, adapter to keep stress off the system. So that is, excuse me. Sure. So it's just that way. It works as a plug-in. It keeps stress off the system, mechanical, pulling stress, and a lot easier to connect dock and things of that nature. I do wish it had some sort of docking system. Other Type C port plug. The SD card stuff, I was not able to find a port plug for, nor was I for the Octalink, if I had mentioned that for the external GPU. Of course, I can't cover the um, ventilation, which is um, fairly substantial. So this isn't a rugged field machine. That's not how I was using it. I did notice though when getting ready for the next phase, the P2 button is not returning correctly. So I do have concerns about its overall variability, or excuse me, its overall durability. I mean, I've been babying it and keeping it in a case and the whole bit, and obviously haven't been uh, putting a lot of treatment. Actually, I've only got a couple hours of use on it, really, still setting it up. Uh, I also have uh, right here. Now these, if you can see there, so that's screen protector. Uh, so sorry about that. They're right there. And there. I got to get some better lighting set up. It's a tempered glass screen protector on there. But what I think it is doing is it's hitting uh, right on the controller bay edges. I believe that's what's happening. Right on the controller inset edges. So the tempered glass screen protector is probably not suited or um, needs to be a little more protective. Something there. I think it goes pretty much flush, which I would have liked to see anyway. This actually, I noticed that the coming up into the um, controller part, it actually gets a little proud right there as it comes up into the controller section. So I think the screen is sort of that's an area I do think that's a design and elegancy. The mic actually worked quite well even outside. Again, just on a deck. Uh, but this is really concerning to me right here. That's super disappointing. Being that I do want to use this as a travel machine, but um, I'm concerned of the durability and that they just get too fancy with these controls. Um, which is unfortunate because I seem to be having trouble finding something in this form factor in this size, sort of like the old netbooks, about a 10-inch form factor, at least with enough power, um, to be sort of my main box. I have had 8-inch formats. I actually had a GPD, whatever their 8-inch one was, but that was the early gen with the little stick, uh, track stick. What is that one? The Pocket. Thank you. And then I've had a couple of generic P8s, that are the cheapy $300 ones. Uh, they just didn't have enough juice. So overall, I love the form factor. I think the finish is really neat. But this is a major problem. I'm really disappointed in that. And I did have white lines on a screen before, but that may have been a driver error. That seems to be a one-off, and seem to be going after the update. Yeah, you can see right there uh, how that. I'll have to get some better lights. My apologies. Right there, how that creates a little problem right there. Um, so overall, I'm a little concerned. I want to love this thing, but I'm beginning to think it um, might not be for me. We'll see. I'm just, maybe this is just part of the growing pains. Um, I did contact GPD. I did buy it through Amazon. You know, but them as the seller, DX Global or what have you. Uh, so we will see what goes on with that. But I'm at a little bit of a stopping point with it because I'm my next step actually was going to be putting in another SSD and installing Zorin, and I am set up for that. I just did a image of the hard drive as a backup with Windows 11. Have my Zorin uh, ready to go. Uh, the Pro, whatever the, I did decide to, you know, purchase the Pro just to support the, you know, granted it has all the things and there's a, I think it's basically a savings in terms of the time cost for me, but more to support open source projects, especially with the way the OSs are going right now. And that's where I'm at. I was hoping to have done a um, uh, drive install, and which I have right here, and with the heatsink. Where is the heatsink? It's in there somewhere. Uh, and a Zorin install. There's the heatsink. There's the heatsink for the drive. But there's really no point in doing it right now. Um, I do have, luckily, just because I was planning on traveling with this, I do have the Assurian protection on it for a couple of years. So that may have to be activated. It seems like such a simple fix, and I'm wondering if there's a way of popping it back in or something. But I'm not going to play with that uh, until I get directives from the company. Um, but yeah, I have to admit, I was excited to streamline my things, and this has been so far a little bit of a disappointment. Um, yeah, the other things I'm using my uh, Garmin Phoenix 8. I was using the Phoenix uh, 3 for about a decade. Wonderful watch, but you know, technology has definitely advanced, and so I'm glad to. I'll clean that up. I'm glad to get into that. This has really been a hell of a watch so far. Uh, I still need to learn a lot about it, and I've moved to the Pixel 10 Fold, um, which is a wonderful piece. I will say, you know, I could move to it again. I use the mag there too, half as port plug, half as you know, to reduce stress on it, and I armored the crap out of it. Uh, I'm moving from a Sonos, sorry, Sonum. My apologies. Uh, you know, the rugged phones, which are great, but this is, you know, now these have gotten to IP68. Uh, you know, and I'm mainly concerned with the 8. So the water resistance is there. Um, but it's been really good, and it's uh, you know, put up so far. Again, I did get the protection on that because of just who I am. Um, so this has been wonderful. I am considering moving to the Graphene OS. I think I will probably lose some features. I hear the camera features that are in the Pixel. Um, I think probably uh, the software to um, do the image processing is very good. So I might be losing some of that, and I need to see. I'm very much a uh, just a regular civilian using phones, so I'm a noob on that in terms of being able to back this up and restore the Android OS if the graphene doesn't work. Uh, I did see that graphene is going to fight against the age verification things, which seems to be a pretty hot button topic right now. Um, so my ecosystem is evolving. A little setback over here. Um, Something a little more rugged. I mean, I play a few games, but I am not the super gamer. But I like the specs and the form factor, and I was hoping to do some productivity on it. Um, but it may be more for one who sits on their couch. So we will see. And my apologies if I sound disappointed. That's because I'm disappointed. But the journey continues.